Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to the Keeping It Real podcast with Sulma, the swearing therapist. Hi, I'm Sulma Williams, a licensed clinical social worker who likes to keep it real and swears a lot. Today, I'd like to address the topic of we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. I'm sure that you have heard that before. And something happened this week that illustrates that to a T. So I wanted to share it with you. So I have a friend who moved to Panama in November of 2022. So she's been here for a while. And she's been extremely helpful in giving me suggestions to adapt better and a lot of great ideas. She became my therapist in more than one occasion, and we're like, okay, and then she was there for me, which I really appreciated. So one of the last times we spoke, she mentioned she lives very far. We live very far apart. So like to the point that you had to fly where she is. So I haven't seen her since I moved to Panama. And we were talking, and she mentioned that she needed to be in Panama City. So I said, "Oh my God, I would like to see you." So she said, "Oh yeah, that would be great. I'm having, already booked the hotel room. You can stay with me. We can, you know, spend the time together and whatever." And so I was like, "Oh my fucking God," I was super excited. So we met and we had a lot of fun. And funny story, I looked for a fucking restaurant. It was fucking far away. I didn't realize how far the restaurant was. And then when we got to the fucking place, the restaurant had been closed for several months. So yeah, that didn't work as planned. So we ended up eating Italian food that we can have gotten it like 5 minutes from the hotel. But anyhow, um, we had a lot of fun. She was such good sports because I was like, "Thank you so much for not being upset." Like, and she was like, "This is part of the adventure." Blah blah blah. So I was like, "Okay." So, um, we went to eat, and then we went to the mall, and we were looking for shit that neither one of us could find, and whatever. We had such a great time. So, we go to bed, and then the next morning I open the curtains for the window, and I see a water truck on the street, right across the street from our window. And I said, "Oh, look, there is a water truck." And she said, "Oh, wow, I wonder if there something chemical was spilled and that's what they are cleaning." And oh my God, you guys, like my head just exploded because I didn't fucking think of that. I got my attention that it's a water truck. So a little background for you to understand. She is retired now, but her job was she was a supervisor in different areas of a manufacturing plant that made pharmaceutical products, among other things. So she mentioned lots of different product piping lines through the plant, lots of areas for spills, leaks, etc. So it was like, wow. What to me a water truck was like, "Oh look, they have fucking water in a truck." To her, it was like, "Oh my God, this could potentially be a public safety issue," because of her background. We were looking at the same fucking thing. with two different backgrounds. So why am I mentioning this? Is because a lot of times we have a natural tendency to see things as we are from our experience. So and that's why I reinforce that trauma is so subjective, because we can, let's say we are both in a car and we are in a car accident, and that event could be traumatic for me and could not be traumatic for you, because you being in so many car accidents is one more, right? Like, so it's not the event, is what our personal experience that we bring to that event. So, long way to say, let's be more gracious with each other, okay? Because we have a natural tendency to judge in analyze things from our point of view, but it's like, not everybody has experience you had. So it will be natural that different people will make different decisions. So when it's hard for us to understand about a particular situation, where it's like, why the fuck would you do that or say that? And it's like, yeah, it ain't about the situation. It's about 60 years that I'm carrying with me, that this particular situation is allowing me to kind of like show, right? So I would like to know, number one, if this is resonating with you. Number two, so please leave me in the comments if you have been judged by other people, like, why the fuck are you doing that or whatever, and it's like and you're like, if you were in my shoes, you will fucking do the same thing. But and to remind all of us that, let's not judge other people and their decisions. We don't know what we don't know. And although it is hard for us to understand, or we would have never chosen that, or whatever the fuck, it is not our place to be judging others and their decisions. So I hope you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever the fuck you do on the platform that you are listening to this podcast. As always, thank you so much for the support. I hope you found this helpful. And remember, if you woke up today, that means that your mission in life is not complete. Please continue to put one foot in front of the other, and you're going to come on the other side of the challenge you're currently facing. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.